What do you think of the Duterte administration so far?
Well, he is doing what he thinks is right to be done.
Okay.
So some say he is engaged in extrajudicial killing. Why
don't-
did you vote for a president in the first place? To lead, isn't it? And to lead is to, as I said
Well,
already, to choose. And he has chosen to use the power of suppression in order to maintain order in this society. Because drug addiction, as it is in America, will destroy balance of values on this country and eventually destroy the society.
Okay. You are willing to then sacrifice
What?
human rights?
No. How about the human rights of the people who are being,
That is the question.
who are being killed by these people?
They're being asked also.
Oh.
Comment on the vigilante killings.
I do not know whether there are vigilantes. If
That's
there are
what they-
vigilantes, then they are subject, they are
Well,
deviants.
what do you call
they are
them?
deviants and they are subject to the norms of the society. They must be punished if they're identified and charged.
Okay.
There is order now. What is
There's order?
What is government?
There's order
Yes.
now? Why are there so many killings?
Well, the violence is being done to enforce the laws.
The police themselves say that
Well-
they are responsible for 1,000 of the 3,000 deaths. And the other 2,000 deaths
Winnie,
are done.
in every society. You have lunatics, you have criminals, you have deviants, you have aberrants.
And they are the ones being killed. You think?
And the government is intended to control disruptive behavior.
Okay.
Drug addiction, drug pushing, drug commercialization is a disruptive
1,000
behavior.
people were killed already. All right. But,
But,
2,000 people
but,
were killed
but-
not by the
But,
police. So how can you
if
say
we
there's
have to-
order?
If we have to kill 10,000 people in order to restore
Tingnan mo na.
order, you have to if you are
Tingnan na,
the
sandali
president. You have to deal with the situation in the country objectively, realistically, not what seems, but what is reality.
Okay, what is reality
The
to
reality
you?
is, I was amazed that we have so much addicted people here.
Yeah.
I'm amazed of the onset or the penetration of drug addiction and drug trading in this country.
The PNP said 1.8 was the regular drug users, yung addicts. The rest of the 5 million were the users who were casual, comes in.
There
What
are
do
no
you-
such thing as casual users of drugs.
So they are all.
I'll challenge them. Maybe if you are dealing with cocaine, which is not as addicting as
Have you ever?
as artificial chemical.
Have you ever had?
No.
You have never.
Never.
Do you think there are any similarities between Marcos and Duterte?
They have strong personalities,
Very strong.
Both.
Okay.
and they are firm, and they want to be effective governors of their countries,
Okay.
of their country.
If you were willing to give unsolicited advice to President Duterte, what would you tell him? Given that you were 50 years serving your country.
He is locked into a political and administrative situation where he could not retreat.
You are leaving us with a situation where you say,
No.
President
Let-
Duterte is locked in a political and administrative situation from which he cannot retreat.
Yeah.
But I will not tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Yumaman lang ito sa mga away ng mga artista. Yung mag-asawa, yung magkakaso-kaso. Ako po ay ordinaryo lang, kagaya ninyo. 75, 76, ganun lang. Hindi naman masyado ako nagmamadali kasi I finished my high school 7 years. Sabi ng nanay ko, Rodrigo, matapos ka kaya? Sabi ko, wala man tayong pagmadalaan dito sa buhay na to. Sige lang, bilyar. Minsan nahuli pa ako ng nanay ko, yung talagang takot, pinalo sa ganon-ganon. Kaya yung nanay ko kung buhay ngayon, idemanda ko ng child abuse. Talaga. Tapos kayong mga Bisaya, alam ninyo yan. We have this colloquial term na hanggang pantalan ka lang. Di ba? Yung ayaw natin magtrabaho, mga kapatid, yung mga lalaki, magalit yung tatay sabihin, kaulit ka, hanggang pantalan ka lang. Di ba? It's a colloquial or idiom developed along the years. Eh, sabi ng tatay ko na, ikaw, sikang anak ka, hanggang pantalan ka lang. Sabi ko, sige lang, basta bayaran lang ako sa kinakarga ko, okay lang. Pero sa totoo lang ha, itong lahat na nakarito mga Artugadi, ito bilyonaryo na to. Huwag sabihin magnakaw pa ito. Bilyonaryo ito. College of Law pa kami. CEO na yan ng Delgado Shipping. Puro mayayaman. Yasay sa he's a professor sa Western Side sa Hawaii University. Pero sa awa ng Diyos, ito trabante ko ito lahat. Gaya ng sa law school kami. Classroom sa... Kami naman doon sa College of Law, magtinginan lang sa mata. Kaya kung mag-aral ka noon ng libro, ganoon ka talaga. Kasi oras ka gumanon ka, tapos karap mo yung mga ulol na... Kasi sige. Wala na. Pagdating ng 5:30, tuloy na lang natin. Sa awa ng Diyos, okay ako, 4 years. Ganun lang ang buhay. So, then, para inspirasyon. Not really because ayaw ko kasi yung meron gusto ako sabihin pero it's I do not want to sabihin ko na lang. Pero hatiin ko. Mas komportable ako dito sa Japan. And even China, if I mention the state, kasi hindi na may ako dyan O baka mamura ko lang yung the other side of the world. Hindi magandang tratamento nila sa mga kababayan ko. Kapag maumpisa ako dito, puro mura, matatapos na ito na. So, we have to improve on the economy because that is the only, yan lang ang paraan. That's the only way really to na balang araw na hindi mo na kailangan bumalik pa dito. At least kung magbalik-balik ka dito, bakasyon ka na lang. Hindi na sana I can improve on the economy and in the fullness of God's time. Alam mo, ang pinaka maano sa atin is isang Japan. Japan talaga ang pinakamalaking tulong natin. Airport, yung mga roads natin, it's about 6 billion yung kanilang natin, nakaprogram. 6 billion, you times it by 48, 47. That's trillion. Grabe ang tulong nila ng I don't know, but Japan is very attached to us. And for the fact that they are really so very kind. Wala akong sa Japanese people except. So in return, kaya tayo ng mga Pilipino, pag napunta sila doon, gusto ko nga iyang protektado sila. Ayaw. Ngayon po, pwede ka nang lumabas. Kasi ang ayaw ko, lalo na yung iba, is nagtatrabaho kayo dito, nagpapakamatay kayo sa pagod para kumita lang. Pagdating doon, padala ninyo yung pera ninyo, either gamitin ng isang ulol at i-hold up yung mga, yung student i-hold up. Yan ang ayaw ko. Kaya yan kasi ang hindi ko talaga matanggap. Kaya sa Davao, ikaw mag-rape ka ng 1-year-old, mag-rape ka ng 18 months old. Wala na tayong pinag-usapan dyan. Okay, yung taga Davao. Pagka ganon ang estilo mo sa buhay mo, caution flies. So, gusto ko nga ibalik, ganito yan para maintindihan ng mga putang ina. Pero walang itong pare, pero hindi sila kasali sa putang ina. Alam mo, hindi naintindihan nila. Sabi nila, Duterte, may death penalty noon. Wala man nangyari. Ganon rin. Bakit mo gustong ibalik? Ulol. Hindi ka naman tarantado. Hindi ako ang presidente noon. Kasi kung ako ang presidente noon, wala tayong pinag-uusapan dito. Kasi wala daw nangyari. Mayroong death penalty. Ginagamit yung utak. Ilagay mo ngayon yan. Sabi nila, hindi na. Kasi marami na ngayon. Sa kulungan, 1,000. Hindi, mag-ihaw tayo mga 5 araw-araw. Problema niya. Totoo. Ganito yan. I will end because mayroon pang akong maraming... Kasi kakahiya naman, pahintayin sila. Ganito na lang. Kalimutan mo na yung Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Kalimutan mo na yung batas natin. Let's just yung pinanganak ka sa mundong ito. Tapos, trabaho ka. Pamilya mo, grade 1 pa lang, alam ko tatay ko noon, mag-loan. Ang nanay ko, to her retirement days, in the dying days, maghihiram pa yun ng 5-6. Lahat ng pulis, maestra ngayon, pati army, naghihiram 5-6. Tapos, maubos na yung pera ko, halos hindi ako kakain. Tapos, i-rape mo kasi drug addict ka, siraulo ka, patayin mo. Tanungin kita, gusto mong mabuhay? What gave you the right to rape and kill my daughter? By what law itong universe na ito, sa bundong ito, sino nagbigay sa iyo ng karapatan na patayin mo ang anak ko, i-rape mo? Dito sa kabila, ito ang kinig kayo, Amerikano, Bugokski. Ito dito. Anong kasalanan ko sa iyo? Kayong mga gangster, kayong nasa Pilipino na kinig, yung mga putang ina ninyo, kinig kayo mabuti. Kaya kayo namamatay, ganito. Anong kasalanan ng Pilipino? Anong kasalanan ng mag-asawa sa iyo na magluto ka ng siyabo at ipakain mo sa mga anak namin? But what right in this universe have to do that? Huwag na tayo mag-isip ng batas-batas. Sagutin mo lang ako. By what right? Anong kasalanan namin at bakit gawin mo yan sa amin? Masagot mo yan, buhayin kita. Putang ina mo, pag wala kang sagot, papatayin talaga kita. Nabubuisit na ako eh. Na lang, sagot na. Huwag na yung batas. Sagot mo ang batas. Makukulong ka o mamatay ka. Just answer me the question. Who gave you the right to destroy the life of my daughter, raping her after ravishing her, killing her. But what right do you have na kami kayong tagalabas kung gano'n na lang ang pawis at hirap, saving every, tapos pagdating doon, pabili lang ng sa anak mo para pagdating mo doon, basag na pala. And you know what? Dysfunctional na nga eh. Nandito kayo, may maiwan mga anak. Mabutit na lang kung dala mo. It is by itself a dysfunction already, to be frank with you. Wala na nga ang nanay, tatay, o yung mga sailors. Tapos, lagyan mo pa nando, it becomes really a total dysfunctional family. Magnakaw ito, hindi na mag-aral. So, hindi niya you simply overlook the things in life. My American friends, we stick to the fundamental issues about human life. You want to protect, we do not want whoever wants to kill people. You cannot build a nation over the bones of the criminals, if that is what you want to hear. But then, I have to do something by the sheer magnitude of 4 million. Instead of helping me, you are criticized, you chastise me publicly. Insulting, because as a matter of fact, every time you mention about human rights violation, there's always a few words added, and that is the assistance. You can have it. It's all yours. We will survive. I'm sure I would be a villain to... Ngayon lang, maybe at this time, not all Filipinos would took too kindly about my stand. But in the years to come, in the next generation, they would know that there is such a thing in this world as the dignity of the Filipino people. Maraming salamat po.